Terrel Owens isn't the problem, but a byproduct of it. Oh my goodness. So I'm sure many of you guys are well aware of Terrel Owens' comments in regards to black women. He came out and was talking about how he was teased when he was growing up for being too dark-skinned and for being skinny. And it was from black women who was mainly teasing him. And he talks about how that, it impacted his self-esteem. He had self-esteem issues. And then he goes on and talks about, how he dated a white woman and it was different, right? It didn't have the same problems that he had with black women. Now, he doesn't go out and say that he's specifically started just to date white women, just, oh, white women. But he then goes on to focus on not necessarily race, but on energy, how I feel about the person. Okay, do they care about me? Do I care about them? And he completely eliminates race altogether. Let me just say this loud and clear. Post-traumatic stress syndrome, bruh. It is real. It is severely real. And Terrel Owens is a product of that. And I don't think many people understand, because I want people to get this right off the bat. First off, people are framing this as if he's not dating black women. All the headlines that I've seen is, this is why Terrel Owens doesn't date black women. This is why Terrel Owens will only date white women. All this. In the clips that I've seen, I haven't heard him say anything negative or disparaging about black women. I haven't heard him say he doesn't date black women. In fact, he didn't say that at all. But that's how people are framing this. And you want to know why they're framing this? So the black man and the black woman can butt heads. If you butt heads, you can't talk. If you can't talk, you can't organize. If you can't organize, you can't come up with solutions. I don't know what to tell you, but this is the same propaganda, terroristic tactic that has been used on us for generations, okay? This lineage of evil have done the same thing over and over and over and over again. And I don't know what to tell you. I'm starting to think, well, what is going on with black people? Are we this gullible? Are we this naive to fall for the same tricks and tactics over and over again? Now, it's the same thing. It's just now on social media. Now it's more instantaneous. Now it's on, Twitter, on Instagram. Now it's on, YouTube. Now, that's the only difference. The tactic's still the same. And what the tactic is to make you feel bad about who you are. Make you feel bad to malign your blackness. That is it. Because I want you to understand what he's saying. Black women were ridiculing and castigating him for being black. Think about that, bruh. Think about that. That happens due to post-traumatic slave syndrome. That's the reason that it happens, because they have managed to make you believe that your blackness is bad. Now you want to be light-skinned. Now you want to be white. You want to be in proximity to whiteness. This is the reason why you have people in Africa bleaching. Post-traumatic slave syndrome. It's in the mind. It's like a virus, honestly. And due to their propaganda machines, it just exacerbates the problem. So unless your mind is on point, you are going to be overrun with you being told that you're inferior. People who actually have a sense of inferiority complex, the dominant society, are now trying to put that on you, to tell you, to try and cripple you, to make you feel that you're inferior, to make you feel that you're too black. And here's the thing, there is no winning. That's what people don't understand. There is no appeasing the dominant society. There's no appeasing the enemy. You're always going to be not good. That's the joke. That's a sick joke. At the end of the day, well, if you go light skin, well, now you're too light skin. That's how it works. Well, now you light skin, but hey, you'll never be one of us. So now you're too light skin. And if you're too light skin, well, now black people say, well, you a light skin. And now they try to weaponize you being light skin. If you're too dark, well, now you're too dark skin. If you're too brown, well, now you're not black at all. You're brown skin or whatever. Okay? So there is no winning. They have managed at every level, at every door, to somehow poison it. That's what they've done. They've managed to poison it, and they managed to poison the minds of us as a people. Because the issue, I would say, is not Terrel Owens. Because naturally, if you're told by this person, hey, you're ugly, or hey, you're ugly, naturally what's going to happen is you're going to start to think that you're ugly. That's what's going to happen. And the reason why that happens, I would argue, is that there has to be a solid base in parenting. There has to be. If you are being told by society or other people that, hey, you are not good enough, if you don't have any words that are uplifting to you, if you don't have any people in your corner who are telling you they're lying. The devil is a lie. You are God's gift. You are just good how you are. Black is beautiful, young man. Black is beautiful, young girl. I want you to understand. If you don't have that, bro, it's game over. Growing up in white America, if you don't have that positive reinforcement, it is game over. And what that leads to is a deterioration of your self-esteem. What that leads to is a deterioration of your self-worth. And that's, you want to know what happens next? I'll tell you what happens next. You know what? I don't even see color. I'm colorblind. You know what? I'm just here. I'm just a human being. I don't even deal with race. I just get with people who I like their energy, they like me. That's what happens. And we've seen this before, have we not? We've seen it time and time again. Now, who does that help? Now, what they want you to believe in a post-racial society, which we are not. If we were in a post-racial society, that would be fine, right? It would be fine because no one would care. But we're not. So not being in a post-racial society with post-racial sentiments, who does that help? Who does that benefit? Who does that hinder? I would argue that it helps a dominant society. And I would argue it hinders Black Americans. That's who it hinders. If we have problems that are racially, that stem from racial issues, that have racial foundations behind them, and you talking about, I don't see race, well, you're not going to see the problem then. It's going to completely avoid your gaze. And who does that help? Once again, when people talk about I'm colorblind, I call them racist because that's what they are. You're an anti-Black racist because they were talking this nonsense back during slavery. They were talking this nonsense during Jim Crow. They were talking this nonsense during the Mulford Act. They were talking this nonsense, there's just a litany of their wicked behavior, their lineage of evil, it's nothing new. It's nothing new. Once you learn it once, all you have to do is learn it once because they do the same playbook over and over and over again. Now, the sad part of this is what happens when you have people like this who have been afflicted by, other outside self-hate, which is a product of a post-traumatic slave syndrome, not stress syndrome, but slave syndrome, is that what they try to do is they try to avoid their Blackness in any way, shape, or form. All the stereotypes that have oppressed them or they are privy to, they try to avoid it at all costs. I don't like chicken. Why? Because the demons have tried to malign chicken. You liking chicken. You liking food. I don't like watermelon. Why? Because the demons have tried to malign you liking a watermelon. Oh, I don't like that song. Why? Because the demons have said, hey, that's a bad song. That's low class. That's what happens. So they go outside and they think, hey, I'm not even going to deal with Black women because I don't like that. Because why? The demons have told you the standard of beauty doesn't look like that. So this is your job as a Black man is to understand this. And I know it's not easy, especially if you don't have anyone teaching you this, well then, hey, it's never too late to learn. But you have to understand there are certain struggles, certain trauma that us as a whole, as a community suffer from. And you need to understand this going into any relationship that you go into, whether it's with a Black man or a Black woman. That's what you have to understand, is that there's certain trauma there that is going to be present in many cases due to the history that we have with this country and what it has done to our family unit, to our men, to our women, to our relationships, to even how we communicate with one another, okay? To how we view ourselves and how other people view us. So it's very nuanced. But what they end up doing is try to go with, someone else because they try to hide from it. But what they don't understand is that in many cases, it comes right back to your front door. It's like a boomerang, bruh. It may not happen today, tomorrow, the next day, but it's sure enough, your Blackness is going to come back like a boomerang and knock, knock. What did Paul Mooney say? You get your wake-up call. It's going to happen. There is no escaping from it. I just wanted to contextualize what he said, because it's deep. It's very deep. Because if you do not have that positive reinforcement, if all you have is a negative mentor, and that negative mentor could be a mom, a dad, a sister, a brother, a cousin, a teacher, it can be anyone. So you have to shield your mind. You have to shield it, because that can definitely impact how you behave, how you engage with other people. A sense of inferiority is exactly what they want. is exactly what they want. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you believe, lose. I think Terrel Owens is a clown, okay? I think he's a clown for what he said is absolutely wrong. Or if you don't believe, listen, people have different experiences, okay? People very much have different experiences, and you need to understand that in many cases, their experience is not just one experience. In some cases, it's not anecdotal. It's representative of a bigger group. So you have to learn about you to love you, and especially to love the person next to you that looks like you. So just be aware of the propaganda that we are being faced with, and we have been faced with, and just understand subconsciously, on a subconscious level, some of that evil, some of that poison has seeped in. Just make sure to check it when you see it. That's all. Just check it. Just cut it off. Nevertheless, if you happen to disagree with this video, you're more than welcome to call in during disagreement days, which are typically held Friday through Sunday. There'll be a number on screen. You call in, we duke it out. Either or, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe. All that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing. I don't even see color.